Welcome back to the VibeWitDeLo channel. Today, we talk about those first 3 episodes of X-Men 97 Season 2. Honestly, I don't even know where to start with this. I didn't expect the first season of X-Men 97 to be as good as it was, to be completely honest. But it was amazing. Just to recap season 1 of X-Men 97. So many scenes were so dope. Gambit was a star, in my opinion. The way things ended, of course, with the team being separated in the future and the past, amazing. So now we skip forward to season 2, right? And off rip, I love how the story takes place where you got one team trying to stop Apocalypse from even becoming Apocalypse, right, in the past. And that's an interesting dynamic because you have Professor X, who's basically like, he can't do any good. We shouldn't even try. Versus Magneto, he's saying, no, we can change him. We can bring him to the good side, basically. So it's kind of like a swap of characteristics where usually Magneto is the one who doesn't see all the good in everybody, and it's Professor X. But it's reversed with them trying to deal with Apocalypse in the past, where you have Magneto who's trying to tend to him and nurture and Sabanar to be more than a destroyer, basically. And then you have Professor X who's like, bro, I don't have any hope for this man. Like, I get it though. I get it. So that's in the past, and then in the future, of course, it's pretty sick what Apocalypse is doing, bro. They're portraying him to be very powerful, so I like that for sure. What I also like and I didn't expect is, so of course we got our 2 teams split up. One team in the future and one team in the past. But then you have Cable's team, and he got Jubilee and Sunspot. I love that. I do love that. I didn't expect that, but I love that. Also, I really like how they're integrating X Factor and also X Force. I'm gonna be honest, before the show, I heard of the teams, but I didn't know too much about them, to be completely honest. But I like how they're showing us more than just the X-Men. Like, we're getting the X Factor, so we're getting some of those characters. We got to see Havoc. We got to see a whole bunch of other characters, Multiple Man, like a whole bunch of other different characters. So that's been really dope as well. The 3rd episode kind of ended pretty crazy, where we don't know. I'm gonna be honest, from my end, I don't know exactly what's gonna happen next. With the way things with Professor X going into the mind of, I forget the character's name, but he basically is Apocalypse in the past, and Sabanar before he became Apocalypse. His basically like mentor in a way. And Professor X went into his mind and saw the plans, and that kind of got a little shaky. It got a little shaky. But yeah, first 3 episodes were amazing. I enjoyed myself a lot watching them. I need more Nightcrawler. I'm gonna be honest, that's my favorite character. I need more Nightcrawler. And spoiler, all right, bet. I'm interested to see if they do bring back Gambit as Death. Because some of the people I've been watching, they've been saying that's probably what's going to happen, especially towards the end. Well, no, it wasn't the end of last season, right? And we saw Apocalypse go to, I think, the remains of Genosha. And then he picked up the card that had to do with Gambit, right? So that's going to be tough if we end up seeing that happen. And then you have Gambit, who's basically one of the Horsemen. Basically, when he interacts with Rogue, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be tough to see. I'm trying to think of any other things that kind of stood out to me in the first 3 episodes. I do like the character arc that Magneto's going on. Like I said, last season, he was a crash out, bro. Let's all be honest. Last season, Magneto was a crash. It was a crash out, bro. I wouldn't say he was purely evil last season, but I would just say where he is now, he's definitely learned from some of the things he did in the previous season, right? I think we can all agree on that. But yeah, anything else I can think of? I like to see the dynamic. I liked the dynamic that I saw between, of course, Cyclops and Jean and Cable. I did love to see that, right? I like how that scene went when they was all held up basically in hostage, kind of, right? They got taken and they was in bondage, and you have Jean basically trying to tell young Cable, like, you don't know exactly who you're gonna be, but you're powerful, like, believe in yourself. And then he's like, I've been battling my whole life, like, I don't think I'm that special. And then you have them basically regurgitate the things that they said to him as a baby before, I'm missing his name, not Forge, I'm blanking on his name. I don't know why I'm blanking on his name, but before he got taken into the future, right? So when that scene was really dope to see how he was like, oh wow, you guys are my parents. That was a really dope scene. I wonder if Madeline Pryor pops up in this season at all. That'll be interesting to see. And then another spoiler. Cause at first, Lady Ascani, right? Mother Ascani. Lady Ascani, Mother Ascani, I kind of forgot, right? When she took her hood off, I was like, who is this? And I'm gonna be honest. Don't call me crazy or I'm tripping, but I was like, for a second I was like, is that Magneto? But then I was like, no, she got a ponytail in the back. But she's a little older, but kind of resembled a man. I'm gonna be honest, right? I did some digging. And spoiler, if you don't want to know too much, right? I like to know, that's just me. So apparently that's Cable's sister. That is, and I can't remember exactly her full name, but that's basically Jean and Cyclops' other child, their daughter. Now, I don't know how they're gonna explain that, but when I did some digging, she's powerful. She's pretty powerful. I don't know if y'all seen in some of the scenes where the Phoenix Force will pop up in her eyes, and I didn't think nothing of it when I first saw it, but then once I did some digging, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's your mother. Got it. Okay, so that makes sense. But other than that, forgot to mention this scene, y'all. But I had to put it in here before I got done recording and editing. The scene with Jubilee, when she's fighting to get the kids, right? Free all the other mutants. Oh boy. That was a good scene, bro. We got peak Jubilee in that moment, bro. The way she was fighting, the way her power set was being shown, that move she did when she was hemmed up against the wall, she basically, her power set, which basically comes out of her hands, came out of the bottom of her soles, her feet. Oh yeah, that was a top tier scene. We might look back at the end of the season and be like, that was a really good solo fight scene. So I had to throw that in there before this video ended. But yeah, that was Jubilee. You got it, girl. Not gonna lie. First 3 episodes were pretty good. I enjoyed it. I'm glad X-Men 97 is back. Man, I can't wait to see how the rest of this season goes. I will be breaking down every episode that comes out. And I guess the episodes going forward that I break down, the videos will probably be a lot more detailed, because right now I'm trying to remember what happened in 3 episodes worth. I watched it last night, but it's hard for me to remember everything. But I'm trying to tell you all the things I do remember. But it was good. Anything else on my mind I can't really think of right now, but yeah, I can't wait to see what the rest of the season has in store. When episode 4 comes out, that breakdown will come out to y'all a day after the show comes out. So yeah, Appreciate y'all tuning in for another video, and I'll see y'all later.